I saw a couple of movies this weekend, and I mean, they're pretty similar. Bad Trip was directed by Kitao Sakurai and is Eric Andre's first full-length prank film. I've been a fan of the Eric Andre show for a while, so I've been waiting to see this film ever since I first saw the trailer, which feels like forever ago. Unfortunately, it got delayed for over a year because of the pandemic, but Netflix finally released it, and I'm happy to report that it's fucking hilarious. Bad Trip is similar to some other prank films that have come before it, where you have this fictional storyline as a framing device for all of these elaborate pranks to be played out in front of and on real people. The basic plot is that Eric Andre's character Chris convinces his best friend to drive from Florida to New York with him so he can pursue a woman he barely knows. It's almost beat for beat the Dumb and Dumber plot, but with real people reacting to all of this ridiculous bullshit. The entire cast does a really outstanding job staying in character throughout all of these absurd bits they have to do, which is what really makes the movie great. They don't just rely entirely on the major stunts to get a reaction out of people. So much of the comedy comes from people just being roped into this fictional story because of the entire cast fully committing to this narrative. You get the full spectrum of reactions, from a guy literally pulling a knife on them to people who are just the most kind-hearted, concerned human beings you could ever hope to meet. If you enjoy the Eric Andre show, Borat, or Jackass, I can pretty much guarantee that you'll get a pretty huge kick out of this movie. And if you find yourself missing the absurdist edits they do in the Eric Andre show, don't worry, because they do a little drug trip scene that allows them to do a little bit of that as well. The credits are really fun too because they include a bunch of footage of people getting told they're in a movie, and it's great. It provides some nice catharsis for people like me who think this type of stuff is hilarious, but also feel really guilty laughing at these unsuspecting people that have no idea what's happening to them. I laughed harder during Bad Trip than I have at anything in a while. So much so that I wish I had watched this after I watched the next movie I'm going to talk about, because I'm all sad now. The Father was directed by Florian Zeller, and it thoroughly destroyed me. This is a beautifully made film, but it is a bit difficult to recommend because it's so thoroughly one of the saddest films I have ever seen. It's about a man named Anthony, played by Anthony Hopkins, who has dementia, and the film takes place from his perspective. It's done in such a way as to have the audience experience the same loose grasp of time and absolute confusion that the main character is experiencing. Though the structure is meant to be very dreamlike and disorienting, it never feels like anything is just there for the sake of being confusing. There's such intention and control behind every scene, and that becomes more and more apparent as the film goes on and we're given more context as to what's actually going on in a given scene. The production design plays a pretty big part in conveying Anthony's mental state as well. The way they change little things about the apartment most of the film takes place in makes it all the more disorienting and immersive. If you have ever been close with or around someone with this illness, you're going to be pretty taken aback by the accuracy of just the dialogue itself. Olivia Coleman plays Anthony's daughter, Anne, and she's just out of this world as usual. She's someone with such incredible range, and she just brings such sincerity to every role I see her play. But we have to talk about Anthony Hopkins because this may very well be his best performance ever. This is really hard, because I desperately want everyone to see the unbelievable work he does in this, but I am not playing with you when I say that this is one of the most heart-wrenching films I have ever experienced. I'm talking about throw it in the pile with Dancer in the Dark and Grave of the Fireflies type of sad. So please keep that in mind should you decide to watch this. Hopkins delivers this, at times very complicated dialogue, in a way that not many people can. This is someone who's been acting professionally for over 60 years, and it shows. He just makes it look effortless at this point. He makes it look real. He is truly at another level that's really kind of hard to even describe. I think, like a lot of people, this film was made all the more difficult to bear because I just have a deep affection for Anthony Hopkins. Plus, his name in the movie is Anthony, which is just cruel. It's too close. I am not kidding when I say that I was so torn apart by this film that I immediately went on Anthony Hopkins' Twitter page after I was done watching it so that I could see videos of him being happy and okay. And I highly recommend that you do the same because as far as I'm concerned, this is how the movie ended.
I'm Colombian.